So we're here at Women at Woodstock West 2013, and I'm very excited to have a very brilliant businesswoman with me, Karen Venable, who has been attending here and who is going to make an exciting announcement at our workshop on the second day. So Karen, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And I'd like to ask you, just tell us right now, what is that exciting announcement?
That a website for matching women together is going to be available to women in about 3 weeks.
And it's called?
It's called Roommates for Boomers.
I'll bet every time you mention that to someone, they immediately know what it is and they're excited about it.
They're excited. They're a little like, why didn't somebody think of this sooner kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a sign it's a good idea,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So why did you start it though? I mean, we know there are sites out there that are finding apartments and things like that. What made you look at those and say, this isn't doing it for me, we need something for us?
My friends began to talk about it, and you know, all of us are getting to be a certain age, our kids are grown, and so on. We're wondering what's next. And for me personally, I used a dating service and met a wonderful person. And now we live together, and it's been 3 years, so it was so effective. And I started thinking about, why can't we just do this for women? So I did some research, and I found that there were sites like this in Europe, and that they were really taking off. And it's just been very popular.
The sites in Europe, there are sites specifically for women.
Well, no, it's not just
Men
for
and women,
men
okay.
and women.
A boomer age,
Mhm.
and so that they can look in a pool of people
Mhm.
that are going to be likely, like-minded, matched with their interests and so on,
Right.
and energy levels and everything like that.
We have an extensive questionnaire. It's like education and religion and family, and just trying to really get at the core of who you are, so when you're matched appropriately.
And I think that's great, and it's interesting because I thought about this when I first heard about this idea that you had, this business idea. If you're doing something like hiring someone, you can't ask them about their religion or
Right.
certain preferences that they have, but I assume on a dating site you can, because these things,
Right.
they are important, and it's not that you're hiring someone, you're trying to find someone with whom you're compatible. And on apartment rental sites, you can't display a lot of information
Mhm.
or ask it if you're actually, just a landlord renting an apartment to someone. But if you're trying to find a roommate, it's not like college where, all right, she's a jerk, but I'll just get through with it.
Right.
It's not just a roommate, it's not just someone to share the rent, it's
Well,
more than that.
It is. It's a way to, as we get older, to enjoy our lives with women, and you just expand your network, and you cook and you garden, and your life becomes more and not less. So that's the goal.
Yeah, exactly, to not necessarily build your whole life around someone else, but
Mhm.
have someone in the home that's
Mhm.
more like a sister, a family member, or a good friend.
Or
Right.
several people.
Several people, right.
Yeah. There's an interesting story. After 9/11, 2 women had been artists together, and one of them's house got destroyed. So they invited the other to stay with them, and they got along so well that they then got a place together. So there's little, spatterings of it happening all over the country. And I just see every woman, including the women here, they just love the idea. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the time has come. It is an idea that's perfectly timed. How many boomers are there now, or going to be?
There are going to be 78 million, and half of those are women.
It's so great to think that if you want to, if you're not, living with your children, living with a husband or whatever, and you don't want to go in a planned, retirement community, you just want to share a natural home with someone else who's got your interests. That is awesome, to be able to find somebody, that you'd feel comfortable doing that with. Are you going to have hints on the website there'll be a questionnaire, I know, and you'll be able to find a lot out about other people, but are there some things you would suggest for how to get to know someone, just like dating? You're not going to find someone.
It is. You go and have coffee, you spend time together before you do anything else, and you kind of work through issues in advance, like, do you stay up late? Do you like to party? Just those kind of personal things that you really have to be honest about.
And that's the key, isn't it? Because you're not trying to portray yourself as
Yeah.
better than you are or different than you are.
Yeah.
if you stay up late like I do, if I'm
Mhm.
left to my own devices, I'll be up till 1 or 2 in the
Mhm.
morning.
Mhm.
And if someone else is gonna be bothered by that, we're not gonna get along.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, those
Loud,
things are
loud
important.
music, do you clean the dishes up?
Ah,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah, the real
That's-
questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
I love that.